Let's have a look, see. Here we go. The truth is out there. Here we are. Turn the sound off. Off sound. Good, good, good. Alright. Alright, just taking a moment. Let's just sit in these energies for a moment. Big breaths. There's been so much wild energy around at the moment. And deep, profound energies. Like Scorpio, the ruler of the planet Scorpio is Pluto, and that planet is one which is the furthest away, or I believe they don't even class it as a planet anymore in these modern times, but in the ancient times we class it as a planet. But because it's such a faraway planet, that became the representation for everything that's dark and mysterious. And these are the kinds of energies which are coming in through this full moon. Okay. Okay. So just so everyone knows, I'll just quickly explain what this stream is going to be about. Amir has commented saying Jay. Hello Amir. If anyone else would like to comment, let me know that they're here watching. But this stream is for an update on the energies that are surrounding us at the moment. There's a lot of different energies. I described the energies as quite wild. I had my sister calling me up yesterday because she was feeling the brunt of these energies late last night. So with it being the full moon spans the 3-day period as well. Gon says hi. Hello Gon. So these energies are quite deep and very powerful. Like me myself, I literally woke up about an hour ago because I was just knocked completely right out. So there's powerful energies which we need to integrate into ourselves, and I'm going to pull some guidance from our Galactic star family and using some oracle cards and tarot cards. So that is for us. So just before I do pull some cards, I have here with me some grounding smoky quartz and some kiwi jasper. So one to elevate and connect us with the star family, and the other for grounding and keeping us rooted. Okay, and Amir It's committed again, but I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that means, because it's... Okay. So just taking a moment to be present here and now in this beautiful planet, or on this beautiful planet. Taking a moment to connect to the inner divine spark. And when I say divine spark, I mean the part of us which is closest to our God self, the part of us which connects directly to the divinity, to spirit. So this is what I mean. So the easiest way we can attempt to do this is just by looking inwards, reaching inwards and connecting with the heart center. So the easiest way to do that is to either place your hand over your heart, as I'm doing, or other ways, if you don't want to put your hand directly over your heart, you can put your palms together and place them next to the heart. But either way, it will help you to connect with that energy center, which is so important, the heart center. So we need to try our best to sit in this heart space as much as possible and let our thoughts and guidance come through this energy center, rather than sitting in our heads all of the time and letting all of the hard work and decisions come from there. Because when we're more connected with our heart, then there's going to be a greater outcome, because we're then in tune with spirit, we're in tune with our higher selves and into the rest of the universe, pretty much. Okay, so I'm just going to start by pulling a card from the Mystic Martian Oracle. So this is the one behind me, Mystic Martian. Let me hold that up. It's one of my favourites. They love the different galactic energies. The first time I saw someone use these cards, I was like, I need those cards. Yeah, I'm a star child, as many more of us are. There's a lot of us out there. Ashford Weird says, hi Ruben. Hello Ashford. It's great to see you again. So yes, this is going to be a quick stream on just some of the wild energies that are around at the moment. Some of us may feel a bit wired, some of us may feel a bit fatigued. It's just that we're going through some downloads because we've been through quite a few portals. So we had Beltane at the 1st of May, and at the end of April, 31st of April, we had May's Eve. So that is just like the introduction into that huge, massive festival and portal. So we've been riding on that for the past weeks, because leading up to that festival we have the Wild Hunt, which again, that's in the name. We're still riding on those Wild Hunt energies, pretty much. Okay. So then we had 5th of the 5th, so again, more portals. So all of these portals seem to be merging together and creating wild energies for us, and downloads as well. Ooh, that's interesting. So the card that I've pulled is this one. So it says mantis beams. Interesting that the words that it chooses to describe these, because these words are the words which describe these beams. The mantis beams is enigma, elusive and sensitive. So these are quite similar words which you'd use to describe like Scorpio energy and Pluto energy. So enigmatic, elusive. Pluto is the planet which is, I'm going to keep on saying planet, I'm just used to saying planet, even though in the modern day they don't class it as a planet, but because I'm an ancient thinker, I still call it a planet. Tomato, tomato, who cares? So Pluto, because it's so far away, it is elusive in that way. So let me pull the book closer and we'll just have a quick look what the book suggests about these beings, because I've not worked directly with the mantis beings as of yet, but I intend to check them out, especially seeing as they're popping up now, as these are the galactic energies that are around us. I believe at this current moment in time, the galactic energies have been drawing closer to us as we've had such monumental stuff going on, as well as the portals. And the portals are the big festivals, celebrations, these times of gathering when people gather together, like on May Day, on the 1st of May, Beltane. A lot of places over the UK, we erect maypoles and we dance around the maypoles and stuff like that. So that is one way which we show, like, or rather we gather together and mark the occasion. But let's go back to the mantis beings. But yeah, when I say portals, that's what I'm meaning. That it's an occasion for people gathering together. So it may be a modern portal, or it may be an old portal. So, but whether it's old or new, it just means that people come together at that time and gather together, and there's great energy because all of those energies are coming together. Okay. So it's number 12, the mantis beings. Interesting. Number 12. Yeah, 12 is a magical number which seems to repeat a lot. You have 12 disciples, you have the 12 signs of the zodiac. When I say the 12 disciples, I'm referring to obviously Christianity. But that 12 seems to repeat a lot throughout various other places. Like I said, the 12 signs of the zodiac, 12 modern signs. There may have been more of them to the ancients, but we recognise at least 12 of them now. Okay. So mantis beings, let's see what it says. So some consider mantis beings to be one of the most mysterious. It is said that they originated from the Virgo constellation in the Sombrero galaxy, some 29 million light years from Earth. Certain factions also reside in the Draco constellation. Mantis beings are bipedal, standing up to 10 feet tall, with additional joints on their long spindly limbs. They have an exoskeleton body that ranges in colours from greens to browns to black. Their neck, arms and hands have additional joints. They are insectoid in appearance, similar to Earth's praying mantis. They have sometimes been associated with abduction and contactee phenomena, and reports claim that they have an oily covering substance on their body, for reasons that are still speculative. Ancient Egyptian, Aboriginal and African mythology make reference to these beings. Reports say the mantis beings, culture reveres the matriarchal social structure, and they honour subtle feminine receptive frequencies to maintain a heightened, tuned-in awareness. Okay, so that is a reference to feminine energy and the divine feminine there. Matriarchal. Very interesting. So yeah, this has just brought me back to one of my thoughts from a bit earlier. I was thinking there's a lot going on in the world right now. literally just elected a new pope. So a lot of us watching this stream, we're most likely not Catholic, but it is still a significant moment for the planet, because there are obviously a lot of Catholics in the world. And interesting is like where this new pope has came from, and the name that he's chosen as well. But if I'm remembering correctly, I believe he chose the name Lion something or other, which is interesting. And this pope came from America for the first time in history. So I believe and also on the less positive note, I've heard that there's like been wars and conflicts striking out in other places in the planet. Like most recently, obviously there's always some form of conflict sparking up in different places in the earth, but I hear very recently there was incidents to do with Pakistan and India, which was unexpected to the rest of the world. So I believe when wars are sparking out, when there's great conflict, I believe the Star family, they do come a bit closer, because I think they are very concerned for us all, and they just want us all to get along, really. Right, so going back to the mantis beings. Reports say the mantis beings culture reveres the matriarchal structure. They are masters of sound and colour vibration, both in healing presence and in maintaining an altered state of higher consciousness. These essential practices are also carried through the mantis beings' cultural ceremonies to maintain a highly evolved civilization. They are telepathic, like the blue avians, have a highly sophisticated sentient spherical orb force field technology for interdimensional time travel. Some say they are silent overlords that monitor and observe the cosmic species' spiritual progress. Interesting, very interesting. So it's literally saying that the mantis beings who are showing their presence, it's saying that they're kind of like silent overlords, that they're like very prominent, but they don't really intercede or interfere very much. They're like a silent presence, which is interesting, because there is a lot of that with the Galactics. With the Galactics, they don't really want to like butt in, and they don't want to kind of bring too much attention to themselves. There's a lot of this being like a silent presence. Okay, so the mantis beings, that's very interesting that came in. Okay, especially as I don't believe I've drawn that card before, not that I remember. Okay, let's see what the Pagan Cat Tarot can give us guidance on through spirit. These cards are so small, like they're literally smaller than my finger. These was gifted to myself by a friend. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wow, this is interesting. I literally pulled this card out in a reading yesterday. I was doing some readings for some people out in the community, and this card came up then. So it's the Knight of Pentacles. I'm not sure if you saw that very well because I was not looking at the screen, but that is the Knight of Pentacles. And what I was explaining to people yesterday. So pentacles is always going to be referring to materialistic things, someone who is money driven. And but interestingly enough, in this depiction of the Knight of Pentacles, because this is the cat tarot, we have a black cat, and black cats always represent intuition. So I believe that the message which comes through this specific card in this specific illustration, the message gives us that intuition is very important. If you're wanting to accumulate wealth, then you need to be in tune with your intuition. But if you look at some of the big massive corporations, when you look at like I'm trying to even think what they call it, like Wall Street, when there's all of these stocks and shares, yada yada yada, when you have all of these stocks and shares and you have like the big business and big money, there's a lot of high risks. So this is why these people in who are in with all of this, they need people who are very intuitive. So a lot of the time they will, if they're not very intuitive themselves, they'll be in contact with prominent psychics, or maybe celebrity psychics, yada yada yada, but just psychics who are very in tune with spirit and can bring guidance for them so that they know that they're investing in a good place. But basically the message that I'm trying to put across from this card is that it's very important for all of us to really tap into our own guidance, as our own guidance will, as long as we're in tune with the heart and in tune with spirit, our guidance, our positive guidance, will lead us down a abundant route. It will bring us into abundance and alignment. Okay. Oh, as if so. Ashford says, I just got a pagan cat tarot last week. They're so sweet. That is crazy that you got it. That is brilliant. Yes, I'm really in love with them. I don't use them very often, although that's mainly just because I have so many different decks. But they are beautiful, the illustrations on these cards. As we'll see, I'll pull another one. Let's see what other message Spirit has for us. But yeah, definitely would highly recommend Pagan Cat Tarot. I'm very cat mad. I'm looking at the Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot over there as well, which I like to use sometimes. But reading like tarot with cat illustrations, it just gives it such a whole new and fresh, it gives you a whole new level, and it's very fresh and inspiring and creative, and you can just tap into spirit in such a completely different way than you would usually with the traditional depictions and illustrations. Oh, okay. So this is interesting that this card is coming up. So this is very interesting that this card has came up. So here we have, it says the Hanged Man card. So the Hanged Man, don't worry, it's nothing dark or nefarious or scary. So this card, it means going through a transitional period. So it's an enlightenment, if you will. So it's a very good card to get in a reading, to be fair. So this card is based upon the archetype of Odin. Odin hung himself off of the world tree for, I don't remember the precise amount of days. I want to say like 39 or 44 days, but I may be getting it wrong there, but it was a significant amount of days. Odin hung off of the world tree. If anyone knows the answers, feel free to pop it into the chat. But yeah, Odin hung upside down from the world tree, and in that time he was meditating and reflecting, and he received the runes and enlightenment. Or Pluto from the Poe story. I'm not sure about that. That's interesting. So yes, Odin hung off of the world tree. So Spirit is telling us that we're going through downloads, we're going through a transitional period. And it's very expected with all of these portals flowing through and being around us and coming up for us. So many portals. So some of the portals we're going to naturally walk through, naturally connect with, naturally feel the energies very easily. I feel like that's some of the big massive ones. You literally don't always have to physically think about them because they're so massive. And yes, it's best to intentionally walk through each of the portals if you so wish to choose to do that, but some of the times we're going to connect with the energies nonetheless. And I feel like as a massive collective of the whole planet, a lot of us go through these transitional periods. Let's see what Ashford has written. I didn't think about the parallels until just now. Pluto from the Poe story. So are you referring to Edgar Allan Poe? Because I'm not sure if I've read that. I do have Edgar Allan Poe's, some of his writing, but I've not actually read much of it. Because I know he's wrote The Raven. He's very big on dark and macabre poetry and writing. So I do have his work and I do intend to read it, but I've got so many books and I've just not got there yet. But the Hanged Man. So yes, we're going through all of these, receiving all of these downloads, these transitions, and these downloads are preparing us for our enlightenment. But the important thing is to integrate with these energies in the most easy way to integrate the energies. It's going to take some time for, like, literally doing what Odin done, or Odin has done or did. He removed himself from the world, he retreated into nature, and he took that time for himself to be present and to be in tune with nature and the universe. And that was when the universe then gifted him enlightenment and the runes and all of this mighty magic. Yes, Edgar Allan Poe, the black cat through that story is not a very happy one. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm definitely going to have to look that up. Gave up his eye to the Norns in exchange for knowledge. Wow, really? That is interesting. I'm definitely going to have to look at that. So that is, now I get what you mean. So that's the parallels to the old Odin and Woden. Odin's also known as Woden. So yeah, there's parallels there. So yeah, Poe was clearly then inspired by the story in mythology of Odin, because Odin was a one. I believe he did lose an eye, so I believe he was one-eyed. And that is very interesting. Odin, yeah, gave his eye to the Norns in exchange for knowledge. Odin, that is, yes. Very interesting. But yeah, I'd really love to have that book with me now, because I do have that book, but it's just going to take forever to go and grab it and then find which page it's on, etc, etc. But that is very interesting. I will definitely have a look into that, Ashford. Thank you for sharing that. So the Hanged Man, transitional period. We're all going through downloads. We're all preparing ourselves for some form of enlightenment. The important thing to remember is that we're all on our own individual paths. Enlightenment is going to look slightly different for each and every one of us, and we're all going to be at different levels of this. But essentially there are a lot of people out in spirit who are working to help us and assist us to reach enlightenment. This is our ancestors, our star family, spirit guides, angels, our whole full massive team who are behind us and love and care for us. They want the best for us. Okay, so next I'm going to pull a card from the Mythic Oracle. Let's see which energies come through. So the majority of these cards, I believe they're all from Greco-Roman mythology, and that's why I like them. I'm very in tune with Greco-Roman deities, obviously, as Hecate is one of my main deities. Okay. Zeus the father. So that with this card, there is an emphasis on the skies, which is interesting, as in the skies, if you look out at night, you'll see a lot of stars, or as you or if you're like a contactee, then you may see more than stars. My sister, she was ringing me up yesterday, and she was saying if you looked outside, there's like more stars than usual, and it was just, she was very just buzzing and tapped in, as they call it, very in tune with like all of these strong energies, and she feels like she feels the connection when she looks out into the sky, and it's like I'm not sure if she would class herself as a contactee or anything like that, but she feels a strong affinity like when she's looking out in the night sky, and sometimes she sees things which are strange and unexplainable. So it's for her, she feels like she sees like things moving around like in very strange ways, like UFOs. So whether they are or not, I can't attest, because the majority of the time I've not physically seen it myself, but I do believe my sister when she mentions these things. So the important thing that I'm mentioning here is about the skies. The skies are very important, as sometimes, yes, well, all of the times there is stars in the sky, and sometimes there's more than stars in the sky. But the important thing is the skies. If you look at like the ancient trinities. There's earth, sea, land and sky. So the big three. And the sky is a very significant place of power and source of power, and hence why Zeus is such a powerful deity and father of the gods. Ashra says, again, the All-Father energy on Mother's Day, lol. Or is it Mother's Day in sorry, I've forgotten. Are you in Canada, is it? Or is it America? But wow, is it Mother's Day over there? That is crazy. But yes, we have father energy. And it's interesting that you say about Mother's Day, because one of the other cards, I believe, was it the Mantis Beams? Yeah, it was in the Mantis Beams card. It was saying that there's an emphasis with the Mantis Beams as their kind of society is based on matriarchal. So they're very drawn to matriarchal sort of society. So I think they kind of push the divine feminine and they push matriarchy a lot more than they do patriarchy, as seems to be the norm in our planet. But the father, the All-Father Zeus. Oh, I do get what you mean there. So there is. So Ashford is talking about the connection. So we've got. This is the second All-Father, because with the tarot we had the Odin connection. He's the All-Father of the Norse tradition, and now we've got the All-Father of the Greco-Roman tradition. So yeah, that's interesting that we've got All-Father energy coming up. And interestingly enough as well, Zeus is the brother of Hades, and Hades is where we get the name Pluto from, as that is the Roman name for Hades. So it's one and the same. Let's have a quick look-see in the book, see what it says about Zeus, the All-Father of Olympus. So it's number 10, this card. Hades is number 15. Zeus, so it says divine expansion. Wow. So yeah, that's definitely in alignment with the Hanged Man energy. So again, but I'm just going to read, so it says Zeus represents the divine spark of life. So I'm forever banging on about the divine spark within us all. Where we all have divinity, people. Believe it, it's true. We all have divinity within us. We don't always have to look outside ourselves, because the divinity is within us. So he holds the center. Oh no, sorry, it doesn't say center. It says he holds the entire limitless space of the heavens within his realm. Wow, now that is a big claim. Zeus holds the entire limitless space of the heavens within his realm. So yeah, wow, that just sounds amazing. So it says this is a time of great expansion for you. A new spark of divinity has been planted. As this seed grows, so too will your consciousness undergo a deep transformation. So yeah, definitely in alignment with the Hanged Man card there. Deep transformation and expansion. This may also be a good time for you to write or record ideas. It says the lightning bolt represents awakenings, realizations and personal epiphanies. These can be both joyous and terrifying, as a shift in consciousness always requires you to let go of an old way of thinking. Although these old patterns are now outdated and restrictive, they also become comfortable, and it takes courage to let them go and allow yourself to expand. You are being touched by lightning now, and it has awakened you to your full potential. This is an inspired time where anything is possible. The old, unnecessary patterns and illusions have been shaken off. Only what is true will remain. That is interesting. So if you look, if you saw the thumbnail of this picture, I literally put the tagline on my thumbnail on this picture for this video. The truth is out there. Wow. And what did it just say? My memory is bad, but I know it was just referring to the truth. So, illusions have been shaken off. Only what is true will remain. There you have it. Only what is true will remain. Wow. So it's powerful stuff there. So there's so much powerful energies around us. And this is why some of us are like feeling a bit fatigued, feeling a bit tired. So I would suggest a lot of grounding, meditating, connecting with Mother Earth, just to help us regulate the intense energies, carrying grounding stones like smoky quartz, black tourmaline, hematite, a lot of them. Like if you can get any of those stones, brown or any sort of brown earthy looking kind of stone will do. Or even if you don't have any access to crystals or gemstones, just go outside, make contact with the earth, hug a tree, pick up any old rock. The importance is just the earth energy, really. And that is what we need for grounding. Okay, so all father energy. Whew. So yeah, Odin and Zeus. Whew. Yeah, very big energies. That is amazing. Alright, let's see what other galactic energies we have. So I'm very intrigued because I know, I just, from what my sister has told me, she's feeling like a strong galactic presence is out in the sky, and from the intense energies I felt myself, like I just felt like I've been knocked for six, as they say. Like, gosh. But yeah, you just know it's just about, like, what they call it, having the discernment. Like, it's your own inner knowing. You just know what you know, that you know when something is happening. You can just feel it inside, and that's just because what is happening on the outside is just a mirror of what's on the inside. So this is how we have such a strong connection to what's happening in the world around us, because as above so below, as within so without. This is one of the eternal laws of the whole massive universe. Okay, the Syrians A. Wow, that is a beautiful picture. So yeah, so much galactic energy around. So we've had the mantis beings, and now we've got Syrians from Sirius A. So it says artistic integrity, honesty. Wow, beautiful. Let's see what it says in the book about Syrians from Sirius A. So that's number 18, this card. So yeah, it seems that there's a very important differentiation from Syrians from from Sirius A constellation and Sirius B. So we're talking about Sirius A now. As it says, These beings come from the brilliant and brightest star in our skies, Sirius, the dog star. The planet's name originated from ancient... So which planet is this? It says the planet's name originated from ancient Greek Sirius for scorcher, and is mentioned in Surah chapter 53 of the Quran, titled The Mighty Star. Oh wow. And Lord of Sirius. Ancient Egyptian goddess Sopdet, and later Isis was queen of Sirius. Oh, I've not heard of that. That got Egyptian goddess Sopdet. Unless it's a different name. That does happen sometimes. Sometimes they give deities multiple names just to confuse you. But Isis having a Sirius connection, that's interesting as well. Because I know that Osiris, he has a connection with the stars as well. It's all to do with the pyramids, the whole pyramids in Egypt there. The shafts in the pyramids, they're all aligned with the, I believe it is with Sirius, or in Sirius or Orion, or multiple stars. But yeah, the shafts in the pyramids, the pyramids themselves, they're in alignment with those constellations. But even little shafts which have been found in the pyramid, they're in direct alignment with the certain constellations as well. As it says, the six-dimensional Syrian beings are benevolent, loyal spiritual warriors who bear service to others. They are disciplined, reserved, and have self-mastery of healthy detachment, connection to all, and integrity. They have strong ties with Mother Earth's oceanic realm. They're calm, non-political, watery, non-confrontational, yet can defend themselves easily if need be. They value honesty and transparency and prefer symbols to words. They are lovers of music, sacred geometry, and singing. Very interesting. It says Syrian beings, like the avian blue beings, live within the Ra, Law of One principles and practices. Syrian A beings visited Earth during ancient seeding projects and later worked with Egyptian, Sumerian, Inca, Mayan, and other ancient civilizations. So it says ancient Mayans legends say the Syrian A beings, were the keepers of the 13 crystal skulls. Interesting. It says the Syrian A beings were also involved in ancient cosmic wars with Orion, Alpha, Draconian Empire. Okay. Yeah, try not to look too much into some of what is written about some of these galactic wars, etc., etc. Just because I want to make my own discoveries in that area. I plan to do some channeling to see what I pick up. But yeah, I guess it's difficult to completely cut yourself off and not to hear about these galactic wars, because yeah, it's just bits dropped here and there in different books and videos, etc., etc. Okay, but that is very interesting. So the other galactic energy that is prevalent around us is Sirius A, the Syrian beings. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go with another tarot card. Let's see what else Spirit would like to say or share with us. What have you got for us? What guidance have you got for us, Spirit? This one. 6 wands. Wow, that is interesting. So wands in a reading that all to do with creative and fiery energy. So they can represent one of the fire signs: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Sorry, I almost forgot about you, Sagittarius then. But yeah, it represents the fire signs. So in this image there is a cat kind of rearing up. But yeah, wands seem to be quite a they symbolize conflict quite a lot. But then again, it's not too surprising with wands being a representation for the element of fire. So let me have a quick look in the book. Let's see what else we can pull from this card. Six of Wands. So victory is the overall meaning when it comes to this card. So it's victory when you've came through a battle or conflict. So it says sixes in a reading indicate adaptability and the ability to change in times of difficulty. There is a focus on success and victory. This card indicates deserved victory after a period of struggle. It says that you could well receive some great news that will enhance the victory. The Six of Wands represents triumph, victory, good news, high expectations, glory, hope, and advancement. It says you should take the time to celebrate. You may be faced with some difficult times previously, and you are now in a position where you are able to relax and be happy. So yeah, victory, that is a very positive card. Brilliant. So I feel like this transformation and these activations, initiations, all of this that we're going through, I feel like we're essentially kind of building ourselves up so we're able to reach this place of victory where we're like stronger and we're more able to cope with the struggles of everyday life and whatever else. So that is interesting. I do believe we all need to become a little more resilient, just because the world does get a little crazier every single day. So yeah, but if the victory is on the horizon for us, so that is good news. Let's pull another card. Wands again. King of Wands we have now. So this is a lot of wands. So yeah, there's a massive emphasis on creativity, art, the artistic nature of things. So again, as I said, this may represent a person within one of the fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So they're often, it may often represent a older male figure in your life. So this is representing some form of father figure who's quite creative, quite intuitive as well. And intuition is always a good thing to have on your side. So yeah, I'd definitely, if you recognize who this creative father figure is, who's very intuitive, I would definitely listen to some of that advice, especially if it's to do with an artistic project. Okay. Right, I'm going to pull another Mythic Oracle card. Let's see what other blasts from the past, what other ancient sort of energies want to come through. Dionysus, yes. Dionysus. I'm always here for Lord Dionysus, the god of wine. But interestingly enough, the key word which the creator of this deck has put with Dionysus is freedom. So Dionysus is all to do with freedom, ecstasy, like the ecstatic nature of living, of being, like dancing, drinking, just being joyous, free and free-spirited. Free-spirited, I believe, is a key word here. Yes, I love this energy. So there is, but it kind of goes back to the doing what you love. Like there's the joy of doing the things that you love. So sometimes, like, overdoing it, like if you're excessively drinking or if you're excessively doing this, that, and the other, then sometimes, yeah, overdoing it is not so good for yourself. But at the same time, that there is life is meant to be lived, and there is an importance in being ecstatic, joyful, and just feeling free and happy. So this is what Spirit is reminding us of, this freedom to truly live. Wow. Well, thank you, Spirit, for that reminder. Okay. So lastly, I'm just going to connect us in. Yeah, Ashford says Bacchus. Yeah, so Dionysus is also known as Bacchus to the Romans, or Bacchus, or what, however they want to pronounce it. But yeah, I'm always here for Dionysus. It's quite interesting as well, because his name, it just reminds me of Osiris, because obviously there's similar sounds in the name. But I believe there is other connections as well. But yeah, there's always connections and overlaps between deities, because essentially all deities are one in a way, just as all beings are one. Hence why I keep on saying that divinity is within us, because everything, we are all that is, and we are all one. Alright, so now I'm just going to take a moment to channel the galactic energies for any last messages that want to come through, or any energies which want to come through with any downloads for us, or the combination of both. So please just take a moment to be present, sit in your heart space, connect with Spirit, connect to your divine spark within. So I'm being reminded I'm reminded of like the spider energy. So it's reminding us of the great massive web that weaves everything together. So it's kind of like the web of fate, of destiny. There is like divine destiny, divine plans. And again, that as well as the whole woven destiny, there's also the protective element which comes from the spider spirit in archetype. But yeah, so the message which is coming through is to do with oneness again. So a lot of the time when we watch movies to do with sci-fi and fantasy, like if they a lot of the time the narrative in these movies that extraterrestrials, aliens as they love to put it, a lot of the time there's so much negative connotations there. Ooh, abductions this, abductee that, or destroying the world, taking over, invading, blah blah blah, all of these same narratives. Don't get me wrong, some of these movies may be good movies, like Independence Day, War of the World. Yeah, sure, they're good movies, but they are just that, movies. And it's the message behind them that I'm not down with. So, sure, just like any other race in existence, there may be a select few who are not pleasant, who are not kind, who are cruel, but that's just like in any other race in the universe. There's always going to be a select few, but that does not mean everyone of that race is that same way. So it's back with the discrimination. We've been reminded about the discrimination. Just as people discriminate against each other, humans tend to fall into the discrimination of extraterrestrial beings. So yeah, we're just reminded to be a bit more open-minded in that way. Like, there's no separation, there's no other, there's no alienness, because essentially we all have this so-called alien DNA. We're all made up of stardust. We're all from other places in this universe. We all have connections to different planets and star systems. Every single one of us. We all have connections elsewhere. So this is just what this is what Spirit is reminding us of. And this comes back again to the woven web of destiny, because everything in existence is all connected to this big massive web, this mystical magical web of creation. Everything is all connected, everything is one. This is what we need to be mindful of. And I'm gonna leave that there. So thank you all for tuning in. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being present, for listening to me. I'm so blessed that there's people who give me the time of day and listen to me. So thank you. And I hope to see you again. Take care. Brightest blessings. Namaste.